My fiancée faked paralysis while draining 40 grand from my accounts. I exposed her affair with her therapist on a ballroom projector. I returned from a grueling tech incubator. Elena greeted me at the terminal in a customized wheelchair, weeping. I survived the crash the week you left. It's a miracle I'm even upright, she wept. I looked at her legs. I did the biological math in my head. Something was deeply sinister, but I stayed silent. I watched. I waited. 2 weeks later, she called me screaming from the clinic. I'm taking my first steps. I rushed to the rehab center. She was sobbing, gripping the parallel bars. It's early. Months early. I'm terrified. The walk was flawlessly smooth. The doctor handed me her chart. I looked down at her supposedly atrophied legs. They were massive. Defined calves, rigid hamstrings, and thick calluses covering her soles. The doctor beamed. Congratulations, a spectacular recovery. Her bone density is elite. I looked at her calves, then at the doctor. Elite? Yes, sir. Absolutely peak athletic condition. This is not a bedridden patient. Elena's face flickered in panic. The swelling hides the muscle loss, she stammered. I nodded slowly. Must be. I held her hand and did the math. I left on January 1st. The crash was in February. A shattered spine means 6 months of immobility. Bedridden patients suffer catastrophic muscle atrophy. They fight for every grueling step. These legs were built like a marathon runner. The anatomy didn't lie. She did. I played the devoted fiancé. I smiled for the GoFundMe photos. I told everyone how blessed I was. But at night, I became a ghost. I checked her phone bills. Nothing. Then I accessed her synced Garmin smartwatch data. She forgot I configured the cloud password. 6 months ago, while I was writing code, daily elevation spikes. 12-mile trails. Every afternoon. I looked up the starting coordinates. A luxury condo complex. I cross-referenced her contacts. The penthouse belonged to Silas, her specialized physical therapist. The guy who texted her inspirational quotes. The guy who was at every dinner party acting like my closest confidant. I didn't confront her. I planned an execution. I organized a massive recovery celebration. I invited her parents, my investors, and Silas. I told him it would mean the world to have him there. The banquet was lavish. 50 guests, open bar. I set up a projector for a special presentation. Everyone assumed it was a slideshow of her medical journey. It was just not the journey they expected. That's when the real bombshell dropped. I tapped my flute. Thank you for celebrating Elena's miracle. I want to share the exact timeline. I clicked the remote. The first slide illuminated. January 1st, I relocated overseas. Click. February, the month her spine snapped. Here is her GoFundMe. Time stamped. Click. According to her doctor's analysis, I looked at Elena. She was ghost white. Click. Here is a log of her Garmin GPS tracker. Daily 12-mile mountain sprints. Gasps echoed across the ballroom. Click. The starting coordinate for every hike belongs to Silas, our miracle therapist. Every head snapped toward Silas. He was paralyzed, holding a crab cake. Elena shot out of her wheelchair, standing perfectly. This is completely fabricated. You're psychotic, she shrieked. Heat climbed my neck and my vision blurred. Your calves are in peak condition. You've been hiking while draining 40 grand from my accounts. I pointed at Silas. Silas, care to explain spinal regeneration at 10,000 feet, or should I summon the fraud detectives? The room was dead silent. Elena started hyperventilating. She dramatically collapsed, pretending to faint. Silas tried to bolt for the exit. My brother blocked him. Where's the fire, Doc? I pulled out an envelope. I dropped it beside Elena. Eviction notices and a civil lawsuit. Consider them a parting gift. I stopped at the threshold. The anatomy never lies. Enjoy the open bar. I left. The financial audit confirmed everything. Silas forged medical documents to steal my money. Elena tried to beg. She claimed it was a desperate mistake. I said nothing. The lawsuit bankrupted her. Federal judges do not look kindly on wire fraud. Silas lost his medical license. Turns out, clinics don't want a therapist known for extorting money while sleeping with a patient.